Yo, hey there guys. Today it's going to be the Shinobi. Shinobi is a fairly new character, and at the beginning gotta admit, I was having quite a bit of trouble with Shinobis, especially because of their kicks. But now since the newest nerf, they're quite doable. I mean, you can do it, even though they're still dangerous, but the nerf to the kick has really done a number on the Shinobi. There's a couple of things that I want to talk about when it comes to Shinobi, and the first thing is, as I mentioned, is the kick. Since the nerf, you can easily avoid the kick. If he goes for a dash and he tries to go for a kick, you can either sidestep, I mean you can dodge it, and try to guard break it. But I wouldn't recommend that, because if you try to guard break a Shinobi after a kick, it's very likely you're going to get hit by his light attacks, because that's usually what they're going for after the kick, and their attacks are much faster than anybody else's attacks. So I wouldn't suggest that. If you're playing a raider just like me, if you dodge the kick, you can go for a stunning tap, which does like 15 damage, and even 15 damage on a Shinobi is quite a lot, you know, because their health pool is really so small. A couple of attacks from the raider and the Shinobi is dead. So yeah. Alright, the second attack I want to talk about is the Silk Whip. I don't know the exact name, but I think it was something like Silk Whip. You can see the attacks, the rotating thing. Now they can initiate 3 attacks from that position while rotating. They can go for 2 heavies, which is the left and the right one, or they can go for a guard break. Now that brings me to my third point, which is the guard break, the distance guard break, or the silk guard break, whatever you want to call it. Now that is something that I actually found pretty difficult to counter somehow. I just can't get the timing right. Sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't, you know. But usually you can just dodge that, and the same goes for the heavies thrown from the sides. And the side heavies, you can dodge them as well, and you can block them, and you can even parry them. Now after you parry or you block the guard break from the Silk Whip, it makes the Shinobi fall to the ground, which gives you a free light attack if you're fast enough, of course, because they will get on their feet pretty fast, so make sure you get there in time. But if you actually get caught by the Silk guard break, the Shinobi has a couple of free light attacks. Of course, if you take a look closer, while he's doing these light attacks, there's a small window of a guard break indicator. If you can actually hit that window, you can stop him from doing those light attacks. I probably should have used this point at the beginning, but I thought, why not talk about the kick first? But one of the most used opening points for any attack from the Shinobi that I faced so far is the tackle. It's like a sliding kick. It's similar to the Raiders Stampede, only that you can't really block this one, and it's quite hard to dodge, you know, like you can use your Raider stunning tap to get out of the way, but I honestly don't know how you would do it with other characters. And of course the Shinobi has 1 or 2 light attacks free, I think, you know, I'm not really sure, but I think it's 1 or 2 of them that he gets for free after he does that. So yeah, make sure you dodge that thing and don't let him get those free light attacks. A Shinobi's worst nightmare is probably if they're getting out of stamina, so they don't want to get close to you. They want to run away, and that's usually what every Shinobi does. They immediately try to run away, and this is where I use my mind games as a raider, and I go for an unblockable and try to get them to dash away, and then I can feint the unblockable and go for a guard break, or I can immediately go for a guard break and bring him to the ground. Now, if a Shinobi is on the ground and you do a top heavy, I think that's about half of his HP pool that is immediately gone. Shinobis definitely don't want to fight you when they're out of stamina, and they're quickly going to try and get away. So use that to your advantage. If you see a Shinobi out of stamina, just go for it, try to get him on the ground somehow. Use your mind games, feint a couple of attacks, go for light attacks if you can't feint it, and just try to get him on the ground somehow. If you do that, it's pretty much over. Now instead of using the kick, the Shinobi can also use the light attacks immediately as he steps out of the shadow step. That's one thing you gotta keep in mind. As I said in my previous guides, these are just basic steps that I want to show you how to fight a Shinobi. There's a lot more to them, and if you've seen the movesets that the Shinobi has, they have like a million movesets, and they have a million combinations they could do. So there's basically no chance of covering that in a video. All you have to do is fight them and get the feeling of what to do in what situation. But I hope this guide helps you at least to get a good understanding what the Shinobi can do and how to counter each attack. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, helps the channel a lot. And if you didn't subscribe, hit the subscribe button please. Comment down below. You guys know I like to talk to you. I'd like to talk trash with you as well. And yeah, I'll see you guys at the next video.
2 to the 1, from the 1 to the 3. I like good pussy and I like good trees. Smoke so much weed you wouldn't believe. I get more ass than a total